Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's been a minute, but we're back. Want to get a video in because women's college basketball starting to get into the March Madness. So their season's going to wrap up in a month, and we already know the draft order of the WNBA, so draft season is soon. And free agency already wrapped up. We pretty much know where everyone's at. I wanted to go over a mock draft from ESPN. So let's get into it. Alrighty. This is the ESPN article by Michael Voepel. And it's called WNBA Mock Draft 2024. Clark a lock at number 1, but who's next? Because that's... Alright, that's what we're doing. I don't really want to hear what these guys have to say about women's college basketball because we know how that normally goes, but that's a conversation for another day. Alright, let's just get into this. I am obviously rooting for the Chicago Sky when the season comes, and we have the 3rd pick and the 8th pick, so I'm excited to see what our future brings. So without further ado, Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, shocker, arguably the best player in college basketball. She's electric. She's really, really good, and pairing her with Aaliyah Boston is gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be what Milwaukee thought they were getting from Dame and Giannis, which is still pretty good from them, but you probably expect a little better. Anywho, that'll be really exciting to see. The Fever might be competing in not too long, which is also pretty exciting because we haven't seen that in a long time. 2, Cameron Brink from the Los Angeles Sparks. Again, not a surprise. She's one of the more dominant, popular, really good players in the league. The Spark kind of this offseason went with like a youth movement, trading away big contracts, kind of zeroing in on having the young guys, but then also trading away some first-round picks and some questionable moves to get Julie Alamond and another player from the Sky for the 8th overall pick. A head-scratcher, but in general, they're going for youth movement, so Cameron Brink is another good piece to add to that young core. Chicago Sky, Rakia Jackson. I'm very excited about Rakia Jackson. I think she's a really good player. I definitely want to look more into her game in March Madness and then just watch overall film because I know how dominant of a player she is. I know how really good she is. But I definitely want to learn more, especially if she's going to be the future of my team. But really good player. Again, Chicago's kind of hitting the reset button, and I think Rakia Jackson could be a cornerstone for the future, and I think that's really exciting. That's exciting to me, at least. So yeah, Chicago Sky, Rakia Jackson. I like it. And then 4th, Los Angeles Sparks, Camila Cardoso. Personally, one of my favorite players in college basketball right now. On my favorite team. Going to the Sparks, so you're going to have a front court of Cameron Brink and Camila Cardoso. That is not bad. That is pretty good. If you're rolling out there with that, and you already got Zaya Cook at guard, and you got Lexi Brown coming back as your backcourt, I'm assuming that's going to be your starting backcourt since Jordan Canada left. And then NECA already left. So it's going to be them two, and then Camilla and Cameron Brink, unless I'm missing some people. I definitely am. Don't know the rosters 100% well right now, but that in the future could be like really, really good. That's pretty exciting. Camila Cardoso to the Sparks. Let's keep going here. Aaliyah Edwards to Dallas. Aaliyah from UConn. Another really, really good player. This is just a stacked draft class. And I think Dallas Wings, just the fact that they're adding players like of this caliber to a really good team, it's just scary, man. It really is. I think Dallas is really going to make some noise this year. Especially if you add a player like Aaliyah Edwards on that team. I'm very, very excited. Going to be the best player out of UConn in this draft because Paige Beckers decided to go back to UConn for another year. Can't blame her exactly. I'm just a little salty, but that's okay. That is okay. Washington Mystics. I'm not sure how to pronounce this name, so I'm not going to try. I will learn, but I'm not going to try right now. because I don't want to mess it up. So we got small forward from Australia. Not familiar with her, but Washington Mystics are going into a new chapter as well. Elena Deladon, you can assume she's not coming back there, even though she's just stepping away from the game right now. You can assume that she's going to be done in Washington. And then Natasha Cloud left. So you got Shakira Austin, which they're probably going to go full force into building around her. So getting another big 6'3" at small forward. Looks like they would, if they go that route, they'd be putting up a big lineup, which is a great strategy. I mean, if you're going to try to be dominant like that, get all the sides you can. That's a great strategy in basketball. We see it in the NBA all the time. So yeah, that could be exciting. Not familiar with her before this, but I'll have to look into her for sure. Minnesota Lynx, Angel Reese. Again, another team who's already a really good, really solid team. They got half the Sky roster this offseason, and they already have Nafisa Collier. They already have Diamond Miller, and again, half the Sky roster from last year. And if you put Angel Reese there, who might need some time getting adjusted to the WNBA game, I'm assuming, just kind of how things are going, how like her game is, and she gets in foul trouble often, just some things to clean up. But man, once they get that clicking, that could be scary. Angel Reese to the Lynx, I like that a lot. I like that a lot for the Lynx. I really do. Chicago Sky, Alyssa Pillai, I think it is. She goes to Utah. I've heard a little bit about her. So again, they're focusing front court if this is what they're going. They have Isabel Harrison, but she's obviously, you're not thinking of a long-term answer there since she's going to be 30 soon, I think. Or she might already be 30. Anywho, just getting your front court of the future locked down and then going from there. I think if you come out of that draft with Alyssa and then with Rakia Jackson, I think you're looking pretty good for the future. I think that's two really good picks there. Dallas Wings, Georgia Moore. Big fan of her. Virginia Tech, she had a really big March Madness last year, so I'm excited to see what she does this year. And just adding another good guard to the Dallas Wings, who have a really also a long and big lineup. So she's 5'6", so it's kind of opposite of what they're doing, but I feel like that'll be a nice jolt to their offense. I think that'll be really exciting. I'm a big fan of that pick. J.C. Sheldon from Ohio State. Ohio State's a really good team, and I haven't focused on them a ton this season, so I can't say too much about this, but Connecticut Sun are kind of balancing, kind of ending out this current era of DeWanna Bonner, Alyssa Thomas, players like that, so hopefully they can add some youth into that so they can kind of roll into the next era seamlessly, because who knows how much this team has left as a collective. So that's pick 10. Pick 11. Charisma Osborne from UCLA. UCLA has a really good team. Again, not too familiar with her, but I mean, Liberty need depth. They got a super team. They got all the stars. Best thing they could ask for is to add to their depth and just get production off the bench, because that's always an issue. That's always going to stop you from competing. That hurt them going against the Aces in the finals. So as much depth as you can get, you want to make sure you're being very strategic in what you're doing there, not being a throwaway pick because you don't think you need talent right now, because the bench is always important. Atlanta Dream have the 12th pick. Not sure how they got that. I don't remember. But Elizabeth Kitley from Virginia Tech. Really good player. You get a center. You got a good team forming there with Ryan Howard, Jordan Canada. Just like a lot of talent. I'm going to be blanking on some names right now, but you got a lot of talent there, and they could be competitive this year. So you add a center to that rotation. They could be scary. in not too long, maybe even this year. So I'm excited to see what Atlanta does. And that was the mock draft for the 2024 draft. They might make more, probably will. So maybe I'll look into them depending on how you guys like this. And yeah, I'm excited for the draft. Let me know who you want to go where, who you want your team to draft, something like that. I can't really talk right now, but let me know. Like, subscribe. Y'all been doing awesome on late videos, so keep it going for me, please. Road to 100 subs. We're gonna get there. All right. Signing out. Peace.